I'm Charles Wlhingford, and this is my top 10 whiskeys of 2016. Now, before I get started, these aren't all whiskeys. A lot of them, there's about half are whiskeys, half are not. Only thing is, I couldn't say distilled spirits. No one looks up distilled spirits. I'm going to have cognacs, Anejo Rum. I'm going to have single malt Scotch, whiskey or Canadian whiskey, and bourbon. That's what's going to be featured on here. And if it's not featured on here, I don't drink it. Most of the time, or pretty much all these distilled spirits, I've paired with cigars, and I have a video on it, or I'm about to do a video on one of these products, or more than one eventually. But all of these are awesome. All of these will knock your socks off. All of these are complex and distinctive in flavor. You will know what you're drinking when you have one of these. You're not going to get this confused with some other distilled spirit. All right, guys, let's get to it and let's find out who's the number one. Let's start with number 10. Number 10, Crown Royal Cornerstone Blend. Now, this is technically the first time I've ever purchased a Crown Royal. I've had Crown Royal in the past, just a simple, regular Crown Royal that you mix with. I never bought a sipping Crown Royal, and I actually never purchased a Crown Royal, period. And this really surprised me on how good it was. And I did do a cigar pairing with this. It turned out pretty good. Number 9, DonQ. This is DonQ Grand Anejo. This is not the usual DonQ, okay? This is the Anejo. All these rums will be Anejo or Aged Rum. This is such a smooth product, probably one of the smoothest products in here. At 40%, you really can't tell that it's that high in the ABV. Now, 40% is a basic ABV for hard alcohol, but spectacular. I have to say spectacular. And like all of these, the flavor is distinctive, layered, and complex. Aberlour Abuna. Aberlour Abuna is a Highland Scotch, single malt Scotch. This was suggested to me online on YouTube by Whiskey Bitch. I watch Whiskey Bitch, I would say religiously, but she doesn't come out with videos as often as she did before. But the ones she has in her library, you have to check out. She can help you out just as much as I can help you out, but she helped me out with this one. And this is a fine distilled spirit. Again, like I said before, layers of flavor, complex and very distinctive. Number 7, Eagle Rare Kentucky Straight Bourbon. Eagle Rare was the first bourbon that I loved. I kind of like bourbon. I was like, okay, this is pretty good. And again, I like to pair with cigars, and I was like, oh, this is damn good, talking about bourbon in general. But this is the first time I absolutely loved a bourbon. And this is one of the least expensive distilled spirits in my display and on this list. All right, number 6. Yes, I don't have it with me. Unfortunately, guys, I drank it all and I thought I'd be fine. I'll just go to the store and buy a new one. I have a superstore not too far from me, and they sell almost everything. And they don't have any more. That was the Aged Fussigny XO. The Aged Fussigny XO is an absolute diamond in the rough when it comes to XO cognacs. XO Cognacs tend to have a heavy price tag when you go ahead and buy one of those. That cost me, I believe, right under $100 or just at $100, and it is worth every penny. It's complex, it's flavorful, it's smooth, it's everything you want in an XO, and that's why I don't have any more. I thought I'd be fine and going to buy another bottle anytime I want to. No, don't do that to yourself. Next time, I will make sure anytime I finish one of these bottles, I have a backup. Just the way it is sometimes. All right, coming up with the top 5. Top 5, starting off, Colonel E.H. Taylor. Colonel E.H. Taylor is another Kentucky straight bourbon. If you see this in the store, you have to get one. You have to get one. Why? Because it might not be there tomorrow. It's not a joke. I'm not trying to be funny. That's the way this game goes sometimes. As I said before with my Aged Fussigny, I thought I was just going to go back to the store and buy another one. Here, you're not going to come back to the store and find this. It's just going to be gone. That's just the way it works. Why? Because this is some of the best Kentucky straight bourbon you'll find. And you don't have to take my word for it. You can go on a lot of these other channels where they talk about bourbon, and you'll see that this is one of the top bourbons. This has a high alcohol content, so I like to add water, and you should add water because your tongue will go numb if you're really trying to get the flavor. But adding water will actually stretch this bottle out, so it won't be as expensive. And that's what I like about bourbons in general. Your best bourbons don't cost you a whole lot unless you have something like George T. Stagg, where it's just a collector's item and it goes off the shelf like that. But Colonel E.H. Taylor is still damn good. Give this a try. Number 4, Martel XO. This cognac, I believe, is some of the best cognac you can buy, just hands down. Again, complex, full of flavor, very smooth, just a wonderful product. But I would actually have to tell you, save your money if you can and just simply purchase the Cordon Bleu. And I would tell you that the Martel XO is better than the Cordon Bleu, but it's like I would say, 1/8 of a point better. It's not that much better, just a little bit better. And the Cordon Bleu costs a little bit less, because this was up there. I got it on sale for $160. That's on sale. So that is not the regular price. The regular price around $180, even up to $200. But hey, that doesn't stop it from being very good. It is very good. If you're a cognac drinker, you gotta have this. Number 3, Dalmore 12 year. Now that is surprising that I have such a young Scotch for number 3 of all 2016. And if you ever had Dalmore, you'll say, well, I understand. Maybe you wouldn't rank it as high as number 3, but you would definitely put it on this list if this is the first time having it this year. Dalmore is a lot more expensive. It's probably one of the most expensive scotches that are readily available around. I was surprised in the price paying for 12 year. This cost me, I believe, over $50, and it was worth every penny. Absolute worth every penny for a 12-year scotch, up and above $50. This is a killer product. I'd go into detail on the flavoring, but you can catch the other videos I did. I did a video on this already with the cigar pairing. You can go into detail there, but just understand what I'm telling you. If you like Highland scotches, if you like single malt scotches, you'll love this. Okay, we're getting towards the end. Number two, Joseph A. Magnus. A lot of you have probably never heard of Joseph A. Magnus. Why? Because it's a relatively new company, or this company is back in action. This, the founder of Joseph A. Magnus for the second time was, I believe, the great-grandson or great-grandson of Joseph A. Magnus, who was of course, a whiskey brewer, or not brewer, distiller. But his great-great-grandson, one of those, decided to bring the company back, and he brought it back, bringing out this product. This product blew my mind. And the funny thing about it is, this place, the headquarters, is based in Washington, D.C. I live in Maryland. Washington, D.C. is just a short drive away. And I had this right under my nose and didn't know it. And I am telling you, this is some of the best, I would say best whiskey or bourbon I've ever had. No, this is one of the best drinks I've ever had, period. And it's number 2 on my list for distilled spirits I've had this year. Joseph A. Magnus, look into it, try to get some. I'm telling you, this is some of the best bourbon, best distilled spirit around. Number 1, Zacapa XO. Zacapa XO. This, let me tell you, this bottle, I overpaid for this bottle. This bottle cost me $100. I've seen this many places for around $80. You might be able to get it even lower than that. And paying $100, don't feel slighted in the least. This is one of the smoothest distilled spirits I've ever had in my life. This has hardly no alcohol burn as far as distilled spirits go, aged distilled spirits go. I am so afraid of drinking this, and I know I can get another bottle. I've seen these in the stores. They are readily available. You might have to ask about it. If you're in the store and you're looking for it and you can't find it, ask somebody. It might be behind the counter, but this is not hard to find, and it is wonderful, which blows my mind why I've never heard of it or had it up until 2016. Guys, if you like aged distilled spirits, not rum, not whiskey, but an aged distilled spirit, you have to try this. You have to own this. Number 1, Zacapa XO. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's the best bourbons, single malt scotches, Anejo Rums, cognacs that I've had this year. Some of them will live with me forever, and maybe some of them will be forgotten come 2017. But I urge you to try any one of those. I'm Charles Wlhingford. This is how I spent my money.